Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Alex and this is EVE Online again. So I'm kind of trying out my Golem here a little bit, and after looking around in the Great Wildlands for a while and didn't run into anybody, I decided to just try out my fit with one of the angel anomalies in the Great Wildlands. And the results were not particularly great. There's definitely some help that needs to be done to my tank. So I learned quite a bit. It was the first time I ever used my Bastion module. It's the first time I ever used a Golem. And I think it's worthwhile to just try this out in PvE before I go full bore into PvP. So one of the things that I did early on was I did change up the fit. And I made sure that I put in a cap booster. That was one of the things that I did on my shopping trip, which I completely forgot. I need to take care of cap. There's always a cap booster, especially when PvP fits, and I just plumb forgot to put it on there. So the thing is that I also need to work on my resistances and see what the best way is. I've been looking at some fits online, and it just depends if one is going to go full PvE. Well, if one's going to go full PvE, then you don't need the warp scrambler, you don't need the grappler, you don't need the webifier, and those things can go and you can make a really monstrous tank. But now it's not a PvP ship anymore. So it depends what you're going to use the Golem or the Marauder for. If it's just going to be PvE, you can put a very serious tank on it. If it's going to be for PvP, which is my initial idea, then that needs to be taken into account, and you have to put in a point, you have to put in a grappler, and of course you got your micro jump drive. Now there's plenty wrong in this video. As you can see, part of it's actually truncated on the right. My OBS settings weren't quite correct, so that's just been fixed. Again, this is just a quick test video, and the reason I say it's a test video is I'm also using a new editing software on my computer. So before, I always got away with either using OBS or Microsoft Movie Maker, or the Movie Maker app, just on any Windows laptop. But one thing that I found out, though, was when I was doing my Red Alert commentary last week, I could do commentary on OBS, but I have to be doing something while I do it, and if I'm playing a game while I'm talking, I'm going to be focused on one or the other. In this case, I've already recorded the footage in EVE Online, and now I'm just doing a commentary track, and now I can focus on what I'm saying rather than piloting the ship, badly in this case, and completely mucking up my attempt at running a level 9 anomaly out here in Nullsec. Again, some work needs to be done, but again, it's kind of all part of the training wheels of flying a new type of ship. It takes time, and it takes a period of adjustment to fly a new ship. You're not going to jump into a brand new ship, particularly one as capable and as strong and also as expensive as a Marauder, and expect to go straight into PvP. That is never a good idea. Even though I tried to do it, came out here, used a wormhole to move around, didn't find anybody, just dumped on my way back. I think that's also part of it, is just also do the Blackout. It's very interesting now. I can jump in and there's nobody around, and the only way you can find people is with the directional scanner and scan probes. So I actually put a travel fit of a scan probe launcher and probes, put in a mobile depot, swapped it out when I got into known space, and then tried to look around, but didn't find anybody. There are stations here in the Great Wildlands. I've actually been to Great Wildlands before, and there's a common station, a citadel, a large one, in kind of the center of the region that is completely open to the public. So I docked there, and I see people in the station, but then not on local. Very interesting idea, and I think this is a huge initiative on CCP's part to open up Nullsec into a very different direction, which I think should have been done years ago. I love the mechanic and the idea of not using local as perfect intelligence, of knowing everyone that's in the system. Now you actually have to look for people, you have to find them, and I think this brings up a whole bunch of new tactics that have been employed in the wormhole space, and now we can use them in 0.0. I think that's cool. I think that's very, very interesting. And so a lot of neat things are going to be coming down the pike, I think, and I hope this is one of them. I have to give credit to CCP. They've been putting in a lot of improvements in the game, huge structural improvements over the last couple of years. And these things were not easy. The Citadel rollout, getting rid of player-owned control towers, although they are still there because they are a vital component of wormhole space. And I would kind of still like to see them kept around. But like the permanent stations in 0.0, which were sprung up like total weeds, particularly in the Providence region, there was actually an initiative, I think 10 years ago, to try and put as many stations at Providence as possible to kind of make it like in the high sec. They were completely empty, and no one used them. And now that they can be destroyed, it's time to actually clean up Providence. Maybe I think that's really cool. So we'll see where EVE Online is going to go. I think it's going to be exciting. And of course, we got the Triglavian invasion going on right now. A lot of new PvE content coming in for a lot of people. This is a game that is kind of like a mature wine at this point. There are still a few key features I would love to see come into PvP and PvE on EVE Online. On the PvE side, I would love to see walking in stations brought back. I think that is a great initiative and something that can be really used to expand the PvE lore. And also, as many studies have shown, and I think from CCP's own internal research, the player population for EVE Online is overwhelmingly male. Probably somewhere like, if I had to say, I guess about 97% maybe male. And I think one of the reasons that is that typically female players like to have an avatar that they can associate with and also customize, and kind of that being their persona inside this online world. With EVE Online, you can't really do that with a hunk of metal and a ship. So if EVE Online is going to expand outside of the very male-dominated demographic, I think player-owned stations and walking-in stations and having player avatars that can actually interact is going to be absolutely crucial. Maybe with a new acquisition from Tencent, they can bring their expertise with I believe Black Desert Online and their character creator and using characters in that environment. I think this could be, to use that very evil word, a good case of synergy. For those of you in the corporate world, you know that overused, abused word very well. But I think there could actually be some genuine synergy of bringing Tencent's talent, or whoever I believe this is Tencent, or I'm trying to remember who no, it's not Tencent. It's the Korean developer of BDO that bought CCP. No, it's not Tencent. That's the Chinese firm. I'm sorry, I was mistaken. It's not Tencent. It's a different company. But that company can bring their expertise with BDO and bring that into EVE Online and recreate the character models and character environments and the player interaction. I think that would be a huge benefit to this game. I'd like to see that. On the PvP side, I think a lot of things they're doing here, particularly this Blackout, is going to be very key. To shake up the 0.0 and get those huge fleet fights going again. PvP is EVE Online, and EVE Online is a PvP game no matter which way you slice it. It is still dominantly PvP. The only exception being right now, again, are those Triglavian abyssal sites. That is probably the first time we have a genuine PvP exclusive content in EVE Online, because that is tiered for PvE. But still, people can go in and kill you inside those abyssal sites. So anyways, this is just a quick video. Trying out some new editing software, trying out the Golem, learning how things are going to go, and just some commentary on what's going on with EVE Online. I do have some videos that I would like to do, but I got to do some more research, namely doing agent missions in Nullsec, continue with my Nullsec guide, and also living in Nullsec. And so we'll see. I have some other ideas as well. So stay tuned, guys. Again, this video is not going to blow the doors off, but as I try out this new editing software, which is Hit Film Express, which is free. It's a very nice piece of kit. It's free. Falls in right with my budget right now. I'm hoping to give some more advanced videos and some more advanced transitions and effects and techniques, rather than just recording it kind of raw in OBS, which worked for quite a while, but I don't think it's going to continue to be the case, as I need to do some more advanced activity. So anyways, thank you for listening, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, sorry for kind of truncating the right a little bit. That's already fixed, but I just want to get this out here and just play around with it and see how things go. So take care, guys. Enjoy the Blackout. If you're in 0.0, give it a shot. I think it's going to be an interesting case. If not, enjoy what you're doing and have fun and fly safe. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.